UFO and came at the soldiers, but they came at them in a very special way. It is stated in the testimonies of the 2 soldiers who remained alive that
the government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from.
So then the second motion light came on and went off, and then the third one came on and went off, and then all I remember is looking up at the sky, and I have no memory. And so
do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming.
So my posts aren't usually about this, but over the weekend, me and my family went to New York and we drove past Jersey. And as you can see, those drones are just sitting there. Like, those are drones. Like, they don't move. They're not planes. They're drones. They're literally just sitting there. It was crazy to see. Amazing to me, really.
Yo, can somebody explain to me what the hell is that? Where is it? What is that, yo? That thing is not moving. That looks like a flying saucer. What is that? That thing is just not moving at all in the sky. Come closer, you alien.
More drone information for you guys. More rational perspective from that intel guy. Nuclear Emergency Support Team. These are choppers flying over the air detecting nuclear radiation for events such as the presidential inauguration, football events. NASA is running an air mobility pathfinder project in New Jersey. NASA is also responsible for developing drone connectivity technology around the United States, according to him. The Advanced Air Mobility Mission. Now, this gentleman tends to dismiss everything with a somewhat too rational and too logical perspective. I'm not saying he's wrong. It makes sense, but in this case, I don't think it's necessarily that, especially with all the information I've provided you guys about the Pentagon themselves saying this isn't ours. Yet there's conflicting information because government officials at some point say it could be ours, it couldn't. Biden says we're overreacting. Some officials say these are flying legally, not to worry. Yet others say we don't know. The military doesn't know. The government doesn't know. Now, is it the DOD funding these private companies? Now, I posted a lot of videos you can check out and connect the dots.
And there's another drone watching at the bottom. It's on it.
Whatever it was, just shut down the drone. If that was a drone.
Now, that doesn't look like it shot it down. It seems like whatever that drone thing was got a little too close. And whatever that electromagnetic activity or whatever that goes on that kills the battery on our drones that's been going on happened, and the drone trying to get close to it collapsed. Now for the recent news updates. A federal probe into the drone sightings again lacked any substantial answers. Nothing new there. John Bramnick, the New Jersey senator, says it has reached the point of almost insanity. He had a briefing from the colonel of state police who was frustrated and had no idea where these are coming from again. He doesn't understand how the DOD doesn't know or can't or won't provide answers to the public. Now, what's interesting is he says he believes they do have information and it is being held back, which I strongly tend to agree with.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports?
It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people. And they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. You know, they're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat?
So everyone is wondering, why are they not shooting down the drones? Well, there's a document from the CIA website that explains why they're not shooting down the drones. Let's take a look and then we'll talk about it.
This is why we are not shooting them motherfuckers down. I think I may have just figured out why we are not shooting down these drones or these UFOs flying all over the country. This is a document from the CIA's website, CIA.gov, and what it details is an incident in 1994 where a Siberian military unit shot down a UFO. 5 humanoid creatures came out of this shot down UFO and came at the soldiers, but they came at them in a very special way. It is stated in the testimonies of the 2 soldiers who remained alive that after freeing themselves from the debris, the aliens came together and then merged into a single object that acquired a spherical shape. That object began to buzz and hiss sharply and then became brilliant white. In a few seconds, the spheres grew much brighter and exploded by flaring up with an extremely bright light. At that very instant, 23 soldiers who had watched the phenomenon turned into stone poles. And not just any stone poles, no ma'am, they turned into limestone poles. And let me say this, you can see at the very top of this report right here that the U.S. intelligence obtained a 250-page file on the attack by a UFO on a military unit. And then a CIA representative stated that if the CIA file corresponds to reality, this is an extremely menacing case. The aliens possess such weapons and technology that go beyond all our assumptions.
If you haven't heard the latest going around as of today, I don't know. I love you, bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. So drones have been spotted all over the world, not just in New Jersey, but all over the world. And now Trump, which I thought that video that I saw was a video of AI, but I see other people talking about it and I don't think it's AI. Trump is saying that the government know about the drones and where they're coming from and what they're carrying, because he said that if it was, you know, the enemy, then they would have already attacked. Let me tell you one thing. Hate Trump all you want, but Trump be telling the truth, okay? The way Trump talks, it's like, you know those kids that you tell a secret and they cannot hold water for nothing, they tell the whole world about it? That's Trump. You cannot tell Trump nothing and tell him, don't tell this person, because he's gonna go and do just that. Tell that person.
This week, I ain't got time for it. They need to turn around. They can bring that shit into 2025. We don't have time for it here in 2024. I'm going to show you the video. Every time I watch it, I'm like, ooh, ooh. And I know it's not fake because this girl always debunks the fake ones and she's posting it. So it ain't fake.
This is by far the craziest and wildest video I have been sent regarding these UFO drones in our skies. This was actually captured the night of December 14th, 2024 in Des Moines, Iowa. And the witness literally captures dozens of these UFO drones in the sky. It's almost like 2 different factions fighting each other in our skies.
I'm only 2 hours from there. Let me tell you something. Don't come here. Don't come here because there's a lot of people with pew-pews around here. A lot of pew-pews. And they love using them. They love it. So if it is a drone, it's going to get shot down. It's going to get shot down. I'm surprised it hasn't already. But if it is those things up there that everybody's worried about, I mean, what y'all want? What y'all want? What you want? We need to know because this has got to stop. Okay? You already know we know you're here. Okay? We know. I don't know what you want. If you want something, I can give you my electricity bill. You can pay that. All right? What you want? I don't know what you want.
Y'all, those drones are not looking for a dirty boom boom. I don't believe that for a second. We already have technology that is able to scan and look for those things. They wouldn't need to make some big, gigantic show about it if they were trying to, one, keep us calm and keep us from asking questions. That is the most conspicuous way to do something like that. If they were trying to stealthily eliminate a threat of that nature, they wouldn't do it so dramatically. You know what I'm saying? We have satellites that are already able to detect the sort of gamma radiation and any other kind of radiation that would be emanating from radioactive materials that could be used in something bad. We already have that kind of a thing. We wouldn't need to have these dramatic shows every night in order to do it. Plus, if they were looking for something that terrible, they wouldn't only be doing it at night, right? Because if you were the person who had smuggled something like that into our country and you knew that they were only scanning and doing their thing at night, you would just move it around during the day. And if we were worried about somebody moving something around during the day, they would say, if you see something, say something. We would have some sort of a bulletin telling people what we're looking for. We would have an idea of who it was who had it, right? And we would be asking citizens to keep an eye out for people who are moving around all sketch-like during the day, and we're not doing that. They're continuing to say, we don't know who they are. We know that it's not somebody else, but you're fine. You're safe. No worries. The drones with the FAA lights, those are ours. The orbs, the plasmoids in the sky, they're not. And they're not just showing themselves here. They are showing themselves in all other kinds of countries. It's happening in Vietnam. It's happening in India. It's happening in China. It's happening in the UK. This is not just us. So you can't just say that it's us that's doing it, because it's not. This is a global phenomenon. And this is following a very typical trajectory that's consistent with the disclosure predictions that people have been making for the last few years. It's not a coincidence that we had a UAP hearing in 2022, and then we had one a couple months ago. They've been telling us, yeah, dude, we're not alone. There's other things that are here. And they've just been dripping it out so that we don't freak out when they make themselves known to us. They want to make sure that it's not this gigantic shock that's going to completely disrupt our entire world. But they're here, and I think they're very concerned about the level of civil unrest that we're seeing all over the world and how close we are to something catastrophic happening on a global level, right? And so I think that whoever the NHI are, they're kind of forcing our hands, and they're making sure that we know there's somebody else that's here that's watching us, and they're not just going to let us eliminate each other and drop all of these big nukes on each other, because there is data that suggests that that sort of energetic burst actually ripples out, not just in our area, but in the galaxy at large. And anyone saying that we are so far away and we're separated by such vast amounts of time and space from any other civilization that we can't possibly be contacting them, that's operating on the assumption that time and space are linear. And they're just not. They are objectively not, okay? So they're here. They're around, and I don't know what's going to happen next. I think that we're going to have to find out really soon what their ultimate mission is, and I think they're going to make themselves known to us, because that's what they're doing right now. They're making it so that we can't pretend like they don't exist anymore, and there's a reason for that. We're about to find out what that is. If you liked this video, please give me a like, comment, and a follow. Let me know what you think. Do you still think that they're just sniffing out boom booms, or do you think that this is something otherworldly? Let me know. Keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground, and I'll see you next time.
Watch these two separate events, and you tell me if they are the same.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So, I mean, why not? So it's...
Bro, what the What? Why isn't my phone focusing?
What do you think?
Do you believe? Ito yung sobrang napabalita kahapon, breaking news sa Miami, Florida. 2024, January 8. Nang bigla nga napabalita may nakitang UFO. At pagkatapos may nagpakitang ibang nilalang. Sobrang dami ng tao na ayaw maniwala at tinatawanan ng pangyayari. Ito daw ay kuha sa CCTV. Ang iba tinatawanan sinasabi movie. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, mag-double triple check kayo ng Google or YouTube bago lumabas ang mga alien na yan. Ito ang nangyari sa Miami, Florida. Madami lumabas ngayon sa social media dahil madami nakakita sa UFO. Pagmasdan nyo na lang mabuti. Madami ang nag-upload sa nakita nga nilang UFO. Ang iba pinagtatawanan ng news. Hindi ko kayo pinipilit maniwala. Ako'y nagbabalita lang rin dahil nakita ko nga talaga ito na breaking news kahapon pa. Hanggang ngayon, nasa social media, nagkalat talaga lahat ng video. Ito ay live video na nakuha ng isang taga Florida. Sobra sila nagpanik. Alam nila na UFO ito. Sobrang tagal daw nito nagpakita at nagkalat nga. At after nga nito, nagkaroon na ng gulo sa Miami, Florida Mall. Dahil nga sa nasabing alien na kakaibang nilalang, 7 to 10 foot. Madaming pulis ang nagdatingan, halos 300 police cars, mga bumbero at ambulansya. Bago nga daw nagpakita ang aliens, ito nga daw ang unang nakita ng mga tao sa kalawakan. Alam na nilang UFO. Madami rin na nakakuha ng live video. Kaya hindi talaga nakakapagtaka na meron talagang aliens. Pakicheck nyo na lang po ang news sa YouTube at Google.
So I recently came across a video of Dr. Stephen Greer and also Billy Carlson talking about the drones and what is actually going on, because a lot of people are freaking out. And I have a friend who lives in New Jersey. First of all, I didn't even know anything about these drones because I don't watch the news. But my friend reached out to me. And said, girl, you need to make a video about these drones because it's going crazy and people are spotting them out all over New Jersey. And now that President Trump is saying that, the government know about it and people are freaking out, let's take a look at what Dr. Stevens and Billy Carlson have to say, because I believe Billy Carlson. Like, I love him. Billy. Anyways, let's take a look, okay?
Battle is on. Disclosure is maybe in our hands. A new incoming president is about to take charge, apparently, and Dr. Stephen Greer has been behind the scenes in Washington, speaking with officials, executive branch, people on the inside with regards to what's going to happen next. So let's start it off with Dr. Stephen Greer. Welcome. And what's going on with these drones? Everybody wants to get your opinion.
Well, some backstory on that. These all began some months ago after a team of high-level black site defectors decided that they would come forward between now and early January with all the evidence and information from 6 different black sites that have been involved in shooting down the ET craft, the reverse engineering of them, the ET bodies, and the man-made, what they call ATs, which is advanced technology, which are the man-made UFOs, which are most of what people see. Now, of course, the covert transnational corrupt organization running covert UFO UAP programs knows this. And of course, they can monitor everything with or without an encrypted block. And they are now launching what we had predicted in the late 1990s, and that is a series of diversionary false flag events to confuse the public and the politicians and the Pentagon as to what these UAPs are. So the whole launch of the drones that you're seeing in the United Kingdom, those started after I got back to the United Kingdom, providing briefings to the senior leadership of that country about this emerging disclosure that will be the biggest event in modern human history, frankly. The people coming forward are not secondhand or even mine or firsthand. These are operators assigned to special forces who have now risen up to a senior position at these key black sites, and they will be unmasked. They will be named. They will have the evidence. They will have the proof. And that's all happening in the next 30 days or so. I am telling you this because it is imminent. It's why I've been on a tour all over the world, meeting with senior officials in the U.S. government, the incoming administration, the current leaders in the House and the Senate. In fact, I just got back from Washington last night. That is what is happening. The drones are a predictable launch of a diversionary and a confusing event. They're certainly not extraterrestrial or NHI. The pop culture now is non-human intelligence term, NHI crap. It's clear that they're able to have assets that are ground-based or in STIFs, subterranean facilities, or what some people call DUMBs, deep underground military bases, where they can launch these sort of objects and create all kinds of confusion and alarm and panic. This is now breaking all into the mainstream news, just as this group is pivoting to disclose the facts and the real information. So this is a PSYOP, psychological warfare operation. We predicted it. We've been predicting it for 25 years. If you read my paper that I wrote in 1999, it's on our website, drstevengreer.com, and it states very pointedly that so this is a PSYOP coming out in part.
What's your take on Battle for Disclosure?
Well, the major take I get on Battle for Disclosure is we're putting disclosure in the hands of the people where it actually belongs, because the people actually have the power. We've been duped into thinking that we have no power, but we're the ones that have the power, and we have to realize that the governments of the world are supposed to be working for us, and that we're supposed to tell them what to do. They flipped the narrative on us, and they brainwashed us into thinking that we work for them, and we better do what they say or they're going to punish us. And that fear that they set in our hearts is what's been holding us back this entire time. And we also have to realize who is at the head of a lot of this secrecy. I believe it's personally the CIA. I mean, the CIA monitored investigations conducted by the Air Force for Project Blue Book. They were gathering intelligence back then. The CIA sponsored the Robertson Panel, which was a group of scientists that were evaluating UFO sightings. They concluded that, of course, most of the sightings were just swamp gas and natural phenomena. But every time you turn around, you find out that these people in this three-letter agency are controlling that narrative from behind the scenes with no congressional oversight, with no input from the president of the United States, and so forth and so on. So in some way, shape, or form, that situation, that illegal situation, has to be dealt with, or has to be understood, or has to be addressed. I think that's the biggest linchpin in this whole thing that's kind of holding it all from just the water fountains from just spewing out all the information, is that three-letter agency.
There's a good bit of good news I learned about an hour ago. There are a couple people who are going to be moved into key positions at the CIA that I have known for some time, and who are supporters of disclosure and are very conscious people, and they're going to be in key positions in a few weeks. And I can't say more than that, but I have to be very careful what I say about some of the methods and sources and people, but I'm talking about people I work with directly, and these are people who understand what's at stake, and they have come to events with me. I have met them. And so what I think is that there is an opportunity, whether it gets done, there's an opportunity to transform that into, whether it's the Pentagon or the CIA or else, into a force that will be on the side of a truthful and positive disclosure that leads to a good future. But again, this is a battle because we're definitely the underdog. The power and technology, and even from a tactical point of view, when I meet with these special operators and special forces people, not the defectors, but the ones who are being stood up to actually go and get these projects under control, constitutional control. These are separate groups I'm advising. And even from a tactical point of view, when I meet with these special operators and special forces people, not the defectors, but the ones who are being stood up to actually go and get these projects under control, constitutional control. These are separate groups I'm advising. I tell them, look, you're not going to be running up against a tank or a helicopter. You're going to be going up against anti-gravity devices and weapon systems that are quantum potential weapons and scalar and electromagnetic weapons that can make anything you have drop out of the sky like a rock. So, this is a very complicated problem. And I've been spending a couple years now with these folks that if they have to go tactical, meaning operational, on these black sites, they have to know what they're up against. So under the best scenario, given what is in the kit or the equipment of the legal government of the United States, they are enormous underdogs against the technologies that are there. And I know this because I've been at these places and I know what they have and what their capabilities are. So I'm sort of advising this group that it needs to be done in a way where we get people who are operators on our side. So this is one more appeal.
You know what those drones remind me of? And it's funny that they're starting to come out now, because the show Bird Box, or the movie Bird Box, they have a season, a second one. And I was watching it. I think it's stationed in Berlin, somewhere in Berlin. But anyways, so they show you the actual entity that was in the sky and Bird Box that you could not look up and look at. So the second one, and this is probably going to, spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the second one, go watch it first and then come back to this part of the video. But anyways, so they were able to actually show you what they look like. And you know how like they tell you like angels don't look like the little babies wearing diapers and carrying, you know, or like actual angels that they show you in movies, they don't look like that. They show you angels to look like a weird shaped entity that have like a bunch of eyes. Well, that's what those entities in the sky look like. And the strange thing about it is the guy who was basically poisoning everyone, because it started with this one man, and he was a priest. He was a priest. So he was a Catholic priest. He has a son, and his son is married, and the son has a daughter and everything, but he's a priest, and he believed that God or a spirit is trying to show him how to deliver the people. And the thing is, he basically would, he used the eye, right? So like the one seen eye, and he put a tattoo on his hand of the one seen eye. But as the priest, people come to him for deliverance. So to him, when he looked up and he was able to look at those things and not die or not go crazy, just like the movie was show you that they go crazy once they look at those things, well, he didn't go crazy. So he felt like he was like a messiah, like the first coming or something. So then he ended up taking everyone from his church and then finding people outside and basically holding their eyeballs open so they can look at the thing, because he thought it was an angel that God was trying to show him so he could save the people. So he would make them open their eyes, and then they will come in outside, basically take themselves out, because they feel like, you know, they can be with their loved ones that have passed on. So this man basically became like the worst guy, because he killed everyone. He killed everyone. And as the pastor or the priest, it really is very interesting how, you know, he was the one that he thought he was saving everybody by making them look at the angel, which is what he thought it was, but then it really wasn't, because he ended up doing it to all the people from his church. He did it to the wife of the guy. Well, the wife died. She died like beginning of the movie. She got hit by a car. So weird, so random. But yeah, so she got hit by a car. Then the guy turned all of the people in his church, then he started going outside and finding people outside. And then finally he went and ended up doing it to his son's daughter. And then he basically held her eyes open, and then the girl ended up leaped to her death, basically, right? She like jumped off a bridge or off of a house, a building, big building, tall. So the guy, the son, now is upset, as he should, because his father basically murdered his daughter. So the son is upset about it. So he ended up looking into, because he was trying to tell the daughter, no, don't look. And the dad is like literally like piercing her eyeballs to open her eyelids so she can look up. Like he literally forced you to do it. So then as the man is like being pinned down by the dad's little gangster men that are helping him find people to basically make them look at the entity in the sky. And you notice how in the video, the drone video, they keep saying, oh, comes 2025, people are going to be amazed and everybody's going to be looking at the sky, you know? Like it's like almost like it was pre-programming people to do that and see that, because every time they show you the drones, they show you like the frequency and how it looks so weird. It actually looked like the show. It actually looked like the movie. So anyways, so he ended up killing, the dad ended up opening his eyes too, because he's trying to like get his daughter's attention, and he ended up opening his eyes, and now he's able to see, right? So after the daughter passed, he saw the daughter being like an angel next to him, trying to tell him what to do. excuse me. So then the dad became like his father and started finding people to basically make them open their eyes, because his daughter, who's next to him, is not really his daughter, but she appears as his daughter, telling him that you need to do this, you need to make all these people look in the sky, and then eventually I will come back into my physical body because you have given so many souls. And the man was so brainwashed because he was able to look up, but just like his father, he did not die. So his eyes could go back to normal, and then whenever he look up, it turns to that weird look that they have on Bird Box. You know how their eyes get all glossy and stuff. But yeah, so the dad he would basically find people who are looking for refuge, like looking for food to eat, and people who are basically hiding from the thing. And he'd be like, oh, you know, I need some help. I'm by myself. Can you help me? Can you help me? And as soon as they help him, he'll turn on them and bring them outside so they can look. And then he did that for so long, and then finally he met a little girl that was from the same country he's from. And then that kind of touched his heart because it reminded him of his little girl. And he had a necklace of the same set angel that he gave to his little girl, but when she passed, he kept the necklace and he ended up giving it to that little girl. And then that little girl basically like softened his heart, and he ended up helping them and all that. But it's weird how the whole drone situation kind of brings up this whole Bird Box don't look up thing, because that's exactly what I saw as soon as I saw it. And then they kept reinforcing the looking up of people looking up, and it's gonna be a problem because people are always looking up and da-da-da, or people are going to be amazed and they're gonna be staring in the sky. That's all I kept hearing, is that movie and many other movies so many birds just flying, my window's open. So many other movies have been brainwashing you for this exact thing. And just like Trump said that the government know about it, I believe the government do know. I believe they've been brainwashing people so they can prepare you, so when things like this happen, you won't be so shocked. There are so many things that is being hidden that they cannot tell you about because people won't be able to take it. It will have like mass hysteria, this is probably one of those things that causes mass hysteria. Imagine them coming out of nowhere and say, boom, race doesn't matter, it's all one human race. We've been seeing aliens have been giving us ideas, and we've been sacrificing people. And you know, all the children that go missing, we actually take them into a tunnel and feed them to Moloch, the god of the cow god, so we can get prosperity and keep the government rolling and stuff like that. I believe one day those things will come out, okay? Because every day, usually on a Tuesday, they give us a message, because guess what? Mars ruled Tuesdays, and Mars is about argument, you know, fighting. You can go from 0 to 100 on a Tuesday. Even though normally you wouldn't fight or argue with someone, you could do that because of the energy of the planet. And they like to deliver messages on a Tuesday because they want to see the reaction of the people. And whether it's going to cause mass hysteria or people are just going to question things and say, you know what, this doesn't make any sense. But they usually deliver a message on a Tuesday. Pay attention to that and you'll see. Let me know in the comment section below. That's my opinion on all of this. I hope to hear from you guys. Let me know what your opinion is in the comment section below. I will see you later. Bye.